If you can't pull a high equity list in under 10 minutes, you're not running a wholesale business. You're playing a guessing game, which is very dangerous. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I pull very niche high equity seller lists in under 10 minutes. These are the same lists that helped close my first couple of deals and helped me grow my operation to the point where we are at today. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I do a sniper approach where I'm pulling super niche lists. A lot of times when new wholesalers come into this business, they're picking these super broad lists that everybody around the whole nation is calling. But if you want to get ahead of the game, use these exact same approach that I'm going to show you today. If you're new to this channel, my name is Harwin Francois, multi-six-figure real estate investor. I've been wholesaling and flipping full-time for a couple years now, and now we're teaching people like yourself who are new to the business or trying to scale their own operation. If you have not yet, please share, subscribe, and like this video as I'm trying to reach a lot of more people, as this will help a lot of people change the trajectory of their life and their family's life. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, first off, I would always open up PropWire. Okay, PropWire is where you're going to pull your list from. If you guys are starting out wholesaling, there's either PropWire, there's PropStream, there's batch skip tracing. And I just want to let you guys know, all these data, they're basically all the same. Some data might be a little bit better. I know PropStream was here since, the beginning of wholesaling. So a lot of wholesalers love to use PropStream. But starting out, I used PropWire. I closed my first 10 deals using PropWire because honestly, I had no money. So I had to do what was most convenient for my pocket. So I would open up PropWire. It's completely free. You can go ahead and make an account. And then I would open up ChatGPT. Okay, guys, if you guys do not have a ChatGPT, you guys are missing out. ChatGPT is literally my assistant, has made me tons of money. Okay, so first off, you have to choose your market. If you don't want to work in your backyard market, go ahead and ChatGPT. Hey, what are some good areas that has a lot of cash buyers that have a lot of, flip activities? And ChatGPT will go ahead and give you 10 different options or, however much options that you ask for. Okay, so my business, we love doing deals in the South. We love, the North Carolinas, the Floridas, the Virginias, the Alabamas. So for this case, we're going to go ahead and pull just a random Mobile, Alabama list. Okay, so I would go ahead and search that up. On the left side, you will see it says 109,000 results right here. Okay, this is the sniper approach. We want to go ahead and make this list super niche down. Okay, so we're going to always keep a look at this number right here because we want to pull a list of about 200 to 250 people. That way we can go ahead and dial these people. Okay, so I always start off on the lead types. All right, I always love absentee owners. What are absentee owners? If you click on the little, or if you just hover above the little question mark, it tells you property owners who don't live in the house. There are often landlords ready to sell at deep discounts. Okay, so we actually just closed a deal this week and we have 2 more deals closing in this same market this week. So absentee owners love this. I love this filter, this lead right here. These are people who don't live in the house, meaning if they don't live in the house, guess what they are? They're probably a landlord looking to sell the property. So always on any list that I pull, I'm always trying to select this absentee owners. Okay, so when it turns green, you see how the list went from 109,000 people to around 31,000. That's good. We're trying to keep on niching this down. All right, let's go to the next lead that we're looking for. And what I'm doing here is essentially I'm just lead stacking. Okay, so I have absentee owners and I'm just niching it down to the most motivated lead type. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. I always love to do not empty nesters, but tired landlords as well. Boom, tired landlords. Okay, so now we're down to 7,819 leads. And if you see right here, you'll see all the premiums, the golds. These are extras. If you want to pay for it, you can pay for it, but there's honestly no need to. You can pull a really good niche list without having to do, the premiums or the golds. And I'm showing you guys this on PropWire. Now I do have a PropStream account that we use to pull our list, but it's the same data. Okay, I'm showing you guys this because it's free. And a lot of times new wholesalers coming in, they don't have that much money. I get it. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do this on the free website, okay? All right, let's continue to scroll down. We always wanna have high equity. Okay, so high equity is people with a lot of equity in their home. Okay, so meaning, let's say someone owned the property for about 10 years. In that 10 years, they've been, making the monthly mortgage payments. So now they have a higher percentage of equity that they own. So let's say they bought the house for $150,000. High equity is people who owns above 60% of equity. So they paid around $70,000 already paid off on the loan, and they own around $40,000 left. So they paid off more than the debt that they owe, okay? Super simple. We always want to make sure that each lead that we pull is high equity. The only time I don't pull a high equity list is if I'm looking for like a creative finance deal. And honestly, I don't like to wholesale creative finance deal. The only time I pull creative finance deals is if I'm looking to purchase a property, subject to the mortgage, or do some type of creative finance deal for myself. I only do creative finance deals if I'm buying. If not, I'm not really wholesaling creative finance. Next, what I'll do, and I forgot to explain what the tired landlords was. Tired landlords, these are just what people who own the property for more than 10 years. So this is just it's basically an absentee owner. Instead of an absentee owner though, they own the property for at least 10 years. So these are people who perhaps might be tired, or these are people who might even be looking to buy. So on these lists that you're pulling, guys, as a wholesaler, you're supposed to be very, you have to be able to maneuver, okay? As you're calling these lists, the person might not be looking to sell. They might be actually looking to buy. So you have to quickly be able to switch from looking to buy mode to, okay, hey, what deals are you looking to get? Okay, so these tired landlords list can be both your sellers or your buyers. So just be aware of that. The next thing I like to look for is vacant homes. Okay, so these are properties that most likely nobody is living in it at all. They're probably not getting rented out, and the homeowners are probably not living in there. Okay, so vacant homes. If you look at the results, we have around 960 leads left. Okay, so this is really good. This is exactly what we want. We want super niched out lists. And the reason we want niched out lists is because all the wholesalers, they're calling the same, list on their dialers, and all the wholesalers are calling the same list. So we want ours to be different. And what I'll do here is I'll start playing with different leads. I'll click on zombie properties. Okay, when I click on zombie properties, zero leads came back. So I'd uncheck that. Another thing that I love doing was out-of-state owners. These people were people who, as the name says, did not live in the state. So the owner who owns it probably lived in, Florida, anywhere in the country they could have lived. So I would select that. And boom, that brings my results to about 141 people. So this is a super niched out list. Okay. And what I will do right here, property types, I always want to look for either single family houses, and I love doing land as well. Okay. And then the Mobile, Alabama is a super cookie cutter market. So I don't have to put a price, but I usually look for the medium average home sale price. And then I would put that as the maximum estimated value. Okay. And then beds and bath, I don't really care. I don't really care too much about beds and bath. I pretty much, if I get a good enough deal, I can sell the deal. So don't really put too much emphasis on the beds and bath. All right, now we have a result of 136 leads. Okay, so what I will do now is I will go to the more filter. I would click on the property filters, and I will see if I can niche it down a little bit more. I want about 100 leads. I want about 100 super motivated leads that I can go ahead and just snipe and give these people a call that they're ready to go. I'd go to the owner filter, and starting off when I close my first 3 deals, all these owners were individuals. Okay. So if I save and close this, that brings me about 80 people, okay? And that's a good enough list where I can dial it one by one. If you guys don't have a dialer, I'd advise you to get a dialer. Super simple to set up. There's a lot of different dialers out there. Call Tools, Mojo Dialer, Deal Machine. So there's a lot of good dialers out there. If you don't want to one by one, I just wasn't smart enough. I was literally one by wanting each one, especially starting out. And the good news was I closed a couple deals using this method. So that tells you if I can do it, you definitely can do it, okay? Now what I would do is select all these. Once all 80 is selected, you will go ahead and click this little circle, this little square right here, and you will download it, okay? Download. Once you download that, go to your activity. And boom, it pops up right here. So now what you have here is you have a list of about 80 people who are most likely more inclined to, sell their property. And guys, this is all a numbers game, okay? You're gonna have to dial. You're going to have to dial a lot, okay? This is all a numbers game. The more people you call, the more chances that you'll have to get a deal done. But this is a super niched out list. And I used to love pulling lists like this in all the southern markets. And the reason why I used to love doing southern markets is because southern markets, no matter what market you're in, they're super cookie cutter, meaning that if I get a deal at this price, I can get it sold at a certain price. Now you might be wondering, Harwin, how do I skip trace these properties? Okay, super simple. There's a couple of different skip tracers that I would recommend. Right now, me and my team, we're using PropStream, but guys, keep in mind, like I said in the beginning, every single one of these skip tracers and these list providers, they're pretty much giving you the same data. I wouldn't say there's any specific data that's better than one another. What we use right now is PropStream, but I would recommend Deal Machine. I used that in the past, which was very good for us. There's other ones like Batch Skip Trace, but they're all pretty much the same thing. So I'm going to show you guys how to upload that list here on PropStream. And guys, PropStream does cost about $100. I think we have like the enterprise account, so that costs a little bit more. But you would select the contacts right here. And then you would go to import list, okay? You would choose the file, go on your recents. It's going to say the PropWire export that you just pulled. Once you open that, you will go ahead and just save it. Mobile, Alabama, niche list, or whatever you want to call it. And then you'll just save that. Once you receive those numbers back, all you will have to do is either put it on your dialer, or you can do exactly what I did starting out, just call them one by one. And that's how you do a sniper approach to calling very niche lists. From there, guys, you're gonna do the most important job for any wholesalers, which is talking to the sellers. And guys, keep it simple. Usually we do have a script, but you can do this off top of the brain as well, okay? So I just call them up and say, hey, my name is Harwin. I seen you own a couple properties out there in Mobile, Alabama. Were you looking to sell by any chance? And then depending on what they say, you will go into qualifying the lead. All you need is the TMPC, which I've been teaching you guys for a long time, okay? So the timeline, the motivation, the price point, and the condition of the property, and try to see if you can get something done. I appreciate you for making it this far, but if you're watching this, there's a good chance that you're probably struggling or not knowing all the ropes of wholesaling real estate, and I get it. I was in your exact same spot not too long ago. I had no clarity, and I still probably have not closed on my first deal yet. And if I did, it was very inconsistent starting off. After doing this business full-time for a couple of years now and scaling my business to doing multiple deals per month, my team and I have built a proven system. This system is designed for people who are specifically newer or have not closed at least 10 deals yet. The goal is super simple. Give you the correct guidance that you need, the right resources, and most importantly, a real game plan so you can close your first deal if you haven't yet. Eventually scaling your business to doing multiple deals per month. Now, if this sounds like you, click on the link below or type point1wholesale.com. We'll break down exactly where you're at right now and make a tailored game plan on getting you to the next level.